Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. We are Millennial Mom. If you don't know who is who, I'm Millennial. This is Mom.
Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, I'm Mom or Kay from Millennial Mom, and today I'm going to talk to you about Married at First Sight Chicago, Season 18, Episode 11. It's called She Said, He Fled. Now, listen, this episode to me, after last week's episode, was a bummer. It was a downer. We're trying to get to the nitty gritty. We're trying to get to the wife swap. I mean, how many of us really want to hear about the letters of to your younger self when, hey, we've already had a married at first sight, right? We had a honeymoon. We had the month anniversaries. Let's get to it. I don't want to hear about the letters to your younger self and all that comes with that. Okay. The expert should have came with other things. That's just me. Now, let me digress. If you are new here, please consider subscribing to the channel. And if you have subscribed to the channel, thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Everyone hit the like button, whether you're here live in the bushes or on the replay. And feel free to leave your comments, whether you're live and on the replay as well. So I know what you think about this episode, these couples. I mean, do we really think anybody's going to make it till the end? I really don't think so. It might be a hint of one couple, but I think possibly they could be rocky. Who knows? They're on different pages too, and different levels of how they see things as well, even though they're the front runner couples. But you know what? We get what we get for this season. Like I said, let's just get to the nitty gritty. And so here we go. So hello, Miss Tamika. How are you? And Miss Cynthia, how are you too? Like I said, hello to everyone in replay as well. I'm already going to drop the link. So if you want to join the panel, you can. You can come talk to me live about this, and then we'll get going. We won't be here too long because you know what? The episode really is broken down into couple, to be honest. So we're going to go couple to couple, and then the big finale will be the experts with Emem and Sketchy. We're going to go with that. Now, I did drop the link in the chat, so if you want to come on live and talk, you can. If you are new here or you haven't, I haven't seen your face before, you have to show me your face backstage, and then you can, turn your camera off and go from there. So just make sure you're not a bot or anything else like that. And also remember, this is for entertainment purposes only. And please, if you are to use curse words, please spell your curse words and try to use an alternate word. Okay. All right. Hello. Are you ready backstage? I'm saying hello like you're already up here. All right. Here we go.
Hello.
Hello. And everybody's probably like, who are you talking to?
I know. I'm here.
Good. How are you feeling today?
It's 20 degrees. So I got my overcoat thingy on that I wear all the time. I don't have my hood up, but
I have a sweater on too.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like a high of 7 next week. So pray
7?
for it.
A single digit? Oh yeah.
Yes.
I'll be thinking
the high.
You. Oh.
The high. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Uh-huh.
All right. I'll be thinking about you for real. All right. So, like I said, this episode started with the couples are getting down to their last, I think it said 26 days. So 26 days in Married at First Sight, showing it on our TVs will probably be like, I don't know, another close to 2 months because they're like dragging this out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And experts are coming to talk to the couples. Now, did I miss something? Did Juan and Karla not have a couple visit? Because I went back to look and I'm like, all they talked to was themselves. I didn't see anybody come by.
No, they didn't. No, they didn't. Mm-mm.
So, which I thought was unusual because I think if they're going to talk to everybody, they need to talk to everybody, and regardless if they're on a good page or not. So that's good. I didn't miss it myself. And then, like I said, they were writing letters to the younger selves. Like I said, I don't care about that. We're past the letters to the younger selves. We're moving on to what's happening. How are we progressing or not, right? So in the beginning of the episode, we have Emem. She's doing a diary cam, saying that she hadn't heard from Sketchy since the anniversary dinner. Hey, Courtney. And while she's doing her diary cam, I'm like, who's this news for? You? Or is this news for us, the viewer?
We already know.
Right. Because if you already wasn't home before the anniversary dinner, why do we think that he would have been home after he walked out to air you out of the anniversary dinner? Like, make that make sense, right? But she's just like, so like, I haven't heard from him. I don't know why. I'm like, girl, please stop. Can we stop with her diary cams? So Courtney says they probably didn't air one in car. No, they didn't, because I didn't see it. So anyways, all right. So, you know, she wants to be married and she's stuck on like, I want my husband and all this. I'm like,
but he don't want you, girl.
Right. At this point, you are, you know, going down the road of being more hurt because of you trying to push the it's clear he doesn't want the same thing. I don't care what they talked about with the experts, things like that. He don't want the same thing. So to stop the hurt, you know, stop the hurt. So anyways, and then
it's a recurring thing with women of color, unfortunately. And they have that pick me attitude.
The pick me,
and and I can't be alone, and this and that, and it's like, how many times do people have to show you and tell you they don't want you for you to get it?
And on top of that, it doesn't mean, regardless if you have a successful career or just starting out a career, it's just a particular mindset, and she happens to have this mindset. Now, I know a few people have said, and I even heard on different people's reviews, that you know, because she's from her family's from a particular culture, they're used to arranged marriages, and once you're in arranged marriage, it is what it is. But I understand that, but yes, this is arranged, but this is not from your culture. You know what I'm saying? So to me, there's a difference where you can like step out of that and you know, not have to be so like gung-ho when you know he's not as gung-ho into you. But anyways, that's something different. So Cynthia's, what do you say, Cynthia? I hate she's so desperate and thirsty. That's exactly how it's coming across. I do not like that. And hello, Cheryl, how are you? All right, so we're going to start with Karla. She's having a visit with one of her sisters. And apparently she didn't remember that this sister hasn't been over to her house for housewarming. I'm like, how can you? Karla's out there. So, you know, for what I think, how could she know? She clearly doesn't know, right? So she's telling her sister about the freedom of her, you know, cutting hair and having her clients come over to the house, get their hair done. But then production shows a clip of someone getting their hair done. Was the lady sitting on the toilet seat, or did she have an actual chair in the bathroom? I'm like, you could have did it like off the dining room or in the living room, but not like in the bathroom. I was like, that's different, but okay.
Okay. Don't y'all got an extra? Don't y'all got like 2 bedrooms? Couldn't you use the other bedroom?
Even if it was the other room, but even if it was other bathroom, like I wouldn't want to be in a bathroom getting my hair done at all, even if it was a spare bathroom. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just me. So I'm like, where was she sitting? But listen, she said Karla's done her hair for a long time, so she would just follow her wherever. I'm like, yeah, girl, but not the bathroom. All right. She's telling her sister that she's happy to be with Juan as a partner. She didn't say as a husband. At least I didn't hear that part, because Juan is business minded. He's analytical. He can help her with, you know, her dreams of being her own entrepreneur. I thought she already was an entrepreneur. See, she's going backward on this too. I thought she already had her own little business going on. So clearly she didn't. She's like, but I'm happy that he can help me refocus on this. So I'm like, okay, girl, whatever. So when we see them again, they're out eating sushi, and either Juan was hungry or he just was really checked out, was like, I'm just here to hear what she got. Right. He was like, yeah, ooh, yeah, you know? And so, I mean, the food didn't look good, but I mean, at least act like you're paying attention, right? So she brings out a notebook to write down stuff. I'm like, you know, it's bad that they don't see each other, and she got to bring a notebook out to dinner. This is something you discuss.
Her handy dandy notebook. That's from Blue's Clues.
You know what I'm saying though? Like, how often do you see Juan where you got to do this now? You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, Juan seems to be encouraging her, you know, and asking her different things like, do you have an LLC? She didn't really answer that. She shook her head. She kind of like looked like straight ahead. I'm like, girl, you don't have an
know
LLC.
what that is.
Go ahead and low key write that down too. Like, I need an LLC. Right. But I mean, she just, I don't know if she hasn't recognized to me that Juan has checked out too. I don't know what's going to take from her. You know what I'm saying? So you can get tips from anybody, to be honest. So would you say, Courtney, you free food? One of those rooms is Juan, and that was a big notebook. She was prepared with that handy.
Yeah, she was. Now I have businesses, and even when I started my photography business years ago, like I'm going to like 14 years of me doing it on my own, because I've been a photographer for 28 years. So, but I knew when I wanted to start my business, it wasn't time for me to start my business because I didn't have a plan. I didn't have the collateral. It was like stuff I didn't have. So I had to make sure I had everything written out, what I wanted to do. When I wanted to go to people to ask them, can you invest in me? I had to give them like, okay, this is my business plan. This is what I want to do. This is how, how I'm gonna make money and how I'm gonna market and everything. So I had all that written out. And it's like, she doesn't even have, she said she has a website. I want to see her website.
She just,
I do. She's like, I was going to have that.
Yeah. Her and her friend just figured out that website before they had dinner. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Sharon, how are you? Now, is it
she probably have a website that had like the webs.com on the end of it. That is not even one of them free websites.
Yeah. I see you backstage. Hold on just a second. But is it me or do Carla and Juan Oh, you dropped off backstage. Does Carla and Juan not talk about where they want to be together in the next few weeks or where they see themselves at commitment decision day or whatever like that? They just always talking about like other things. So
right.
Anyway.
You figure it out. She ain't got nowhere to go. She ain't have no job. She don't have no. Then her lease was up on the apartment, so she ain't got nowhere to go.
Right. There you are.
Hey.
How y'all doing?
How you doing? Concentrate on the road.
I'm looking at the road. I can see y'all in my corner.
Oh, okay. So we were talking about Carla and Juan. What do you think about it?
Why are they still here?
Well, we can say that about most people, though, right?
Yeah, but she do.
Oh, you must be in a place where we can't hear you.
Oh,
say that again.
I said she must got to put a deposit down. I forgot.
I don't know. She need to get it together though. But this is a cute comment, Courtney. You say Carla be trusting the wind to push in the right direction.
Right. She's about to be a squatter in that shared apartment.
Right. Not even gone with the wind. You know? So anyways, people are saying hello, Devontae. All right, so let's move off of that. So we have Sketchy and Pastor Cal meeting on a one-on-one. And Pastor Cal is telling him, listen, things aren't adding up. There's some self-sabotaging going on. And, Sketchy's doing his normal Sketchy thing. When he's not talking to, in my opinion, Emem, the people he's talking to, he's actually trying to talk as if he has some sense. Like, I recognize I may have done this. And, well, yeah, I see it your way now. I'm like, well, how come you're not seeing this in the moment? You know why? Because you don't want her. She's not even a homie to you no more. She's exactly what you.
She the ops.
She's the ops, exactly, to you now. So, anyways, he was repeating the story about how, he would come home and he wasn't comfortable with his wife. He said it wasn't a safe place. He said things started from the honeymoon, but she says things start from the month anniversary. Now, the honeymoon was where the hand on the crotch started, on the Johnson started. That's what he feels. So, anyways, so he's going on giving his plight of all the reasons why he's not with her, why he moved out and everything like that. And then he had the audacity, heavy on the T, to say she asked me to move in with her after decision day. Who does that? I was like,
not
are
your
you
wife?
kidding?
Because she ain't moving into your little bitty apartment.
All right.
I don't care where they move to, but he making it seem like, who asked that if they're gonna move in? Okay, whether you move your place, her place, or somewhere together, to me the comment came across as, why are you asking to move in at all?
Right.
If we haven't got along since really day 2.
Mm-hmm.
So that to me also says he checked out. And where's your mind? You came on Married at First Sight, and it's like the question of where we gonna live at the end came up. Who does that? I was like, you are very, the comment, I know I'm jumping ahead, that Michelle gave about David about being 10 years behind. No, Sketchy is 10 years behind.
10 years. Yeah.
10 years behind. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, Pastor Cal, I'll drop the link again, Devontae, for you. Pastor Cal was encouraging him to, talk through things, and was saying like, we've been doing this for 18 seasons and our most successful relationships. I was like, Pastor Cal.
Don't say that. Yeah, don't say that. But you only had about 5 over 18 years.
You only had like a 1, 2, like this many. Don't even say 5, this many. Like we was born yesterday. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, don't even compare him and his attitude and what they could be in a successful relationship to your successful one. No. All right. So anyway, so it's just the fact that for me, he feels, even though, I think we all kind of felt this way, he's very defensive and very deflective, is that he doesn't want to take, if anyone doesn't take accountability, it's definitely him.
He does not.
He's always saying what somebody else is doing.
Yeah.
It's her, and she did this, she did that, she did this, did that. Even on the after party, and I hardly ever watched the after party, but I did because he was on him. But did you notice when she got on him though? It was like, when she's like, I hear you, right? He's still in that same voice, and like kind of like a meekness, like, I get it. Oh, I can see it now. I'm like, you've already shown us.
You ain't seeing nothing. Sir.
You ain't, no, right.
Nothing.
Right.
You basically tell her that to shut up. Make her shut up.
Yeah. Because she made him feel real small, because she was like, well, expunge on that. Well, it's like, we're asking you a question. Is the sky blue? Well, let me tell you over how I feel about what the sky is. It's like, it's a damn question. That's all.
Exactly.
He tiptoe. Tiptoeing through the tulips is too much.
Too much. Okay, with your boots on and your backpack. But anyway.
And your thick ankle.
Right. So then Pastor Cal was asking him, so have you ever said or done anything that would be disrespectful to her? And he was like, no. So when he called out the a-hole common and aggressive, I'm like, come on now. He's like, well, if you act like one, I'm going to call you one. That's not how this works.
Exactly.
That is not how this works, but clearly that's how, you know what I'm saying? So, and you expect somebody to be like apologetic to you and come to you, be like, oh, I'm sorry. No. That's very manipulative,
right?
Type behavior. And Em is too grown for that. Well, most of us are, but we're talking about Emem. Too grown for that nonsense.
Right.
So then Pastor Cal was saying how, they wanted them to have a reboot. He's like, oh, I see some vulnerability or something, emotion on your face. Talk about that's allergies. I'm like, don't try to get a little drop of a tear in your eye now.
Yeah, ain't no dang on allergy. You know it's not.
Right. So then let's roll into Emem meeting with Dr. Pia. And of course, Dr. Pia gets intel again. And so I think it's funny, not ha-ha funny, but like miss me funny, where they're like, we get intel. Well, if you got intel on these couples, you should have did an intervention long time ago.
Long time
ago. You need to be on a honeymoon with your husband just in case.
Okay.
Right. You shouldn't be here weeks later talking about, oh, we heard, we got intel, how can we help you fix it when it's already broken, right? And so if they had this many seasons, regardless of how many seasons these experts have been on, they should know by now, come in early to see if you could try to right the ship or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But that's just me. Okay, that's just me. What do I know, right? So anyway, so they're talking, and again, here go Emem talk about, you know, I call him, I text him, and he don't answer, but I definitely want my marriage because that's my husband. I said, girl, knock it off. We just heard you say this in confessional.
Yeah. Ugh. I hate.
We heard
Oh
you
my
say
God, that is
weeks ago.
so cringe.
I know,
Another
right?
dummy that's
very cringe.
stuck to the process. I gotta see this through. No, you don't.
No, you
You
don't.
seen what you needed to see.
Right.
You seen it. He is not
Right.
ready for none of this. Something wrong with this man.
And he steadily breaking you down, you know, and it's like it's gonna start messing with your mental health, and it's yeah. I don't know how many times this man got to tell her, I don't want you.
Exactly.
And
so
yeah, she just gotta stop.
What you say, Courtney? You're absolutely right. They waited so long, child. They filming the next season. Look at Dr. Pepper. She looked tired. Dr. Pepper been looking tired for a many a season now.
She is tired. She probably need to get move her husband to her room.
Yeah, that was last season, huh, Devontae? Ever since that Driving Miss Daisy, why don't y'all get romantic and watch Driving Miss Daisy? That is not a romantic comedy. Okay, we was like, oh,
Lord
now
help her.
read the room.
I'm like, why ain't none of y'all tell Dr. Pepper? Pastor Cal supposed to type her like,
Right. Right. So Emem is acknowledging to Dr. Pia that the possible reason why Sketchy is like that is because, you know, he has defense mechanisms that he has to process through. So Dr. Pia pretty much was like mic drop on that. But then when Dr. Pia got to counseling Emem and then she's answering questions, Dr. Pia was like, ooh, even you got a little spicy with me with a comment. I didn't hear no spice in the comment. I heard her response, but it weren't no spice to me. It wasn't like no, you know.
What she said was indeed a fact. She said he is my husband, and that's a fact. That ain't spice. That's common sense. You getting on me talking about, well, you out here calling him your husband. What is he?
Exactly. Exactly. So, you know, Dr. Pugh is like, well, sometimes things might be hard for him to swallow or take in. And I'm like, okay, how old is he? So he was also somebody who wasn't ready. So if it's hard for things to take in, and why weren't these things vetted in the beginning? But okay, I know they like applications, and this is second go around or whatever.
But how is it hard for the counselor to take something in? This is a counselor. He counsels teenagers, so he should know how to deal with emotions based off his job.
Exactly. Because we know them teenagers talking about him.
So you ain't making no sense.
Of course. So Courtney says it was her tone and how she said it. You know, it depends. You know, it does depend on how you say things and how we as some people perceive things. I still didn't get the tone issue. I got her talking with a little bit of frustration about her husband not coming home and having to deal with all these extras. Talking to Dr. P, I didn't get spice from her. Like I said, for me, spice would be like talking out the side of your neck, and I didn't hear her talk out the side of her neck. I thought she was very direct, like she says she does. She didn't say anything out of line to me that she wasn't feeling. You know what I'm saying? So, because she had plenty of opportunity to call him out of his name too, and we didn't hear that. Even though he claims that she's done that off camera, but on camera, we haven't heard that. So
you should have did it on camera. With nobody been mad at you if they don't come get their little plastic surgery because you cussed your husband out that you just met 2 days ago. Well, they don't supposed to be there no way.
Exactly.
Okay. So Cynthia says I didn't get the spicy tone either. Courtney, you say you hear feedback from on the live or from Emem? Because I don't hear any feedback. I don't. Do you hear feedback, Tamika?
No.
Devontae?
Well, I ain't heard nothing.
Okay, so, but yeah, I didn't get spicy either. So I guess that's all relative. And for someone who has PhD credentials, I think she should. I'm not saying she don't know the difference of spicy, but maybe that's her definition of spicy. on the live. So anyways, I guess. Well, anyway, she wants Emem to encourage the accountability. I mean, she wants her to encourage her to get out and say what she's accountable for. And I'm like,
but she don't owe him no apologies. I ain't apologized to talk about your country suit. No. You called me aggressive and said I SA'd you, knowing that ain't true. I'm trying to mess up my money and my reputation, sir.
Right.
Making me look
Exactly.
desperate for you. You'd have had the same 3 outfits. See, I told y'all this episode, he had the same thing going.
Yeah.
For the 20th time.
Okay. You hear the feedback now? Is it loud feedback? I don't know. Maybe because Devontae is in the car. Because I don't hear it. So I'm sorry if you have some feedback, you guys. I don't know how to fix it on my end. But anyways. All right, let's move on to Allan and it's not loud. Okay. So let's move to Allan and Madison. So we see living room cam of Madison and Allan. And apparently they were out at a bar drinking or whatever. And apparently Allan's talking about he wants to go to his own house to, I don't know, maybe he's got to get up early or think about things. I'm like, is this the first time that Allan?
Oh, so he wanted some butt.
Oh my gosh. This is the first time that Allan said
he got drunk. I said he got drunk.
Oh. Well, this is the first time
that he that drunk though.
No, but here's the thing though, and I'm only gonna give Madison just like the tiniest crumb. Hold on, I got a little piece of paper right here. Let me see if y'all can see. I'll wait for your picture to come up, Devontae, so you can see. Hold on.
Go down just a little bit.
Oh,
yeah.
Hold on.
There we go.
My God.
The smallest crumb. Because here's the thing, even though Allan says that he feels fine, you can feel fine and still blow a positive breathalyzer test. So I didn't like that. So if Madison, who is known to drink and all that, she's like, I'm the first one to buy shots. You can kind of tell if someone maybe had a little bit too much. Even they don't have to be sloppy drunk to know they may have had too much to drink. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't like that. Even before we heard about the reasons why Madison feels that way. So that's why I give her like the smallest teeny bit of brownie points for that. You know what I'm saying? Just if you could prevent someone from driving under influence, do so. But he was like, oh, it's only 15 minutes down the street. We all know it only takes a half a second for anything.
The block.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So, but anyways, the next day, he picks her up in his car and, they're still talking about it. And he's still standing 10 toes on the reasons why he was doing what he was doing. I'm like, all right, Allan, I guess, you know what I'm saying? I can't ride with you. So anyways, when they,
I agree with her. Absolutely agree with her. Not only because I've had people in my life that were killed because of a drunk driver. And so yeah, take an Uber.
Take an Uber, exactly. So anyways, when they meet with Dr. Pepper, I was surprised Allan was giving the impression that he was over it. It was a done data. He was like, I don't feel like she's attracted to me. I'm tired of trying. I'm trying to, not necessarily change my clothes, but just change my outlook, do things for Madison. And she's just not acting. She's not into me. I'm like, she's not acting. She's not, unfortunately. Right.
Glad you got a clue, Allan. Good job.
Right. Picked up on something. He says he's just trying to do things to make him more attractive to her, but the little things aren't working. So, she's like, well, I like your thoughtfulness. But this is after Dr. Pepper has to ask her because she's looking at him like, I can't believe he's saying this about me. Girl, believe it. You know what I'm saying? So when Allan says, what did he say? Hold on. He asked, did she find him attractive? And when she said, well, what kind of question is that? I said, girl, what? What do you mean? What kind of question is that?
She's so just, I don't know. I don't get it.
Like, your sister only called him ugly to his face.
This is when Dr. Pepper, again, should have used her expertise and called Madison to the floor and let her know, like, either you're attracted to him or not. Let him know, what's going on and what, how they say, and what can he do to change, help you get through it or whatever the case may be, the stuff they used to say. But Dr. Pepper didn't call her out at all. And I did not like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Who thinks that's a great question for your husband to ask? Are you attracted to me? And she was like, what do you mean? What kind of question is that? What else is he supposed to ask you?
Right. Because she know the answer is no. Absolutely not. Negative. Flag on play.
But
that's why.
Let me say this real quick, Devontae. But when Dr. Pepper said, oh, well, he's only looking for a few scraps to see where you're coming from. I said, not a few scraps. I was like, that's the lowest of the low.
You keep using these flavor terms. Scrap. Miss Daisy.
Right. What was you going to say, Devontae? If you remember.
But like you keep saying, she keeps saying like, he's not attracted to her. Like, what is you doing to get her to be attracted to you? Like, I mean, like, even though she's not initially attracted to you, but what are you doing? Are you taking her out on dates? Are you trying to hold hands? Even if you feel uncomfortable, you need to at least initiate it. You can't keep waiting on her to do it. She's not gonna do it. Let's be real. She's a pretty girl. She ain't used to being all aggressive. So you gonna have to show that you are confident, and you gonna have to take some lead. Then she gonna start, at least bare minimum. Maybe she'll start to like you because, okay, he grabbed my arm and said, "Come on, baby, you gonna hold my hand," or something. Like, you ain't gotta be all aggressive. You ain't gotta, touch her somewhere inappropriate. You could just give her a nice long hug. Quit asking and just do it.
No, he can't give her a hug because at that tennis game last week, he asked her for a kiss if he won. And she's like, well, you didn't specify where. When we all knew it was on the lips and not the forehead or the cheek or whatever. So I don't think any of that.
But if he'd have been hugging and doing all this, what I told him to just do, that might have been on the lips. And you should have said on the lips. You should have just tested the waters. She might be testing you to see, is he even going to try? Oh, he ain't even going to try. He's scared.
Yeah, he's scared. I don't think he cares anymore, to be honest. Cheryl says the experts were way off. I think they were too. And also, what did this about the childhood trauma have to do with their attraction to each other? That's the part I didn't like, because I didn't like it. I didn't get it, because especially for Allan, he was had him talk about the trauma between the custody battle with his family. I didn't get where that was. I could see Madison's with her mother possibly having an alcohol issue growing up and those things like that, but not what did it have to do with Allan's childhood and this part of the relationship? You know what I'm saying?
Well, why is he writing letters to our younger self? And this is the marriage show. This is not y'all to fix my life. Why am I writing a letter to my younger self about what?
I know. Well, I'm not even going to touch on that because there's nothing to talk about. They should eliminate that younger self from this show. To me.
Yeah,
they
definitely.
They need to do a couple, put people through a couple weeks of therapy. Then after that, determine who too jacked up. Then match you. Then maybe like a couple sessions or something. Because if you would have seen all this stuff with Michelle, you would have known she ain't ready for no husband.
Right.
She ain't ready for no husband. She don't know what she looking for. She don't know. She's still trying to impress people like this high school. Well, everybody around me has this. You ain't everybody.
Right.
There's always gonna be a friend that got a Benz. And you gonna be the one with the Toyota. It is what it is.
That's right. So we're rolling into them right now, David and Michelle. So meeting with Dr. Pepper. So David's actually early. He's meeting with her first, right? And they get to talking small talk and about the progression of the relationship or not. Of course, David says he realizes it's a work in progress, but he's saying this all the time, though. This is nothing that he hasn't been saying as the show has gone on. Again, since they get intel Where have you been, experts? Where have you been? But anyway, so Michelle comes in from her work or whatever, and they both talk about they have better conversations. They talk for like 20 minutes one day. I was like, oh, okay. I guess.
They was excited about that.
And the Oscar goes to what? 20 minutes? That's if that 20
minutes.
Talk to your husband for 20 minutes. And I didn't bring up that he lives in the basement. I'm trying. Like, you're not trying. You're a terrible person. 20 minutes of talking to your husband is a step in the right direction, ma'am.
Right. So when Dr. Pepper asked, well, what other strides have you made? Let me, hold on. This is what they said right here. Give me a second.
Neither one of them is trying. They're both checked out, and they're just here. They're in it for the experience, and that's it. But they're both checked out. She low key dog him, and he take it, and he don't. When he had that conversation with Dr. Pia or Dr. Pepper, and he was like, "I ain't got no savings, and I ain't gonna be ready for another year or two." I was like, "You ain't even ready to be nobody because you can't take care of yourself the proper way."
I didn't think he said he didn't have no savings. I thought he said I don't got as much as you saved up.
No. In the beginning, before all this, he said he had savings. He was just staying at his parents' house because, whatever, the C-19, all that stuff. But when he told her, he said, hopefully I'll get this promotion, and by then I'll be making as much as you. First of all, I want to know how much she makes. That's number one. Since she's Miss Uppity, comes across like I have everything, but yet her apartment was looking like Kirsten from last 2 seasons ago. Nothing in there, right? And so, and then he was like, and then I'll have savings. Time to get savings saved up just like you too. She said, how long does that take? He said a year or two. She's like,
No.
I don't think
she's gonna be married with a kid by that time.
Right.
Yeah, she's been done.
She ain't getting no man. Yeah, right. She's giving dial on with cats.
Listen, if that one chick that was with Mark the Shark can get a man, she can get one.
Oh, and but she ain't Lindsay.
She ain't bad.
Yeah,
She ain't
Lindsay.
bad as her though. Michelle on different stratosphere.
Oh, Courtney says that people say she is secretary. What, an executive secretary?
Hey, I'm a secretary.
No, but I'm saying
I'm a
secretary acting like you a doctor.
No, but Michelle's making it seem like she's getting CEO money. You know what I'm saying? Like she's already up there. That's how she's talking. But the thing, like I said, when she talked about, she feels like he's 10 years behind all this and that. But I'm like, girl, make it make sense. Yeah. So then Dr. Pepper goes into the details once again of the childhood. We already know her sob story of her childhood. That's all she talk about. That she don't want to go back from living however she lived, disadvantages. But when she brought up the different color lunch tickets, I said, girl, first of all, that's old school. You still got the same lunch. It just, yours may have cost 50 cents versus $1. You know what I'm saying? So
how you embarrassed in school with a bunch of other broke people? Ain't nobody got no money but y'all parents. And y'all at the same school. So that gives me that ain't nobody got no money. You can't be a public school judging me. We at the same place for a reason. Because if your parents had money, you wouldn't have been here.
And why still at pushing 40? But that means like she's still stuck in that point of time in her life. Like, let's say between the tween years, 9 to 13, if she's still embarrassed about not having the shoes, the clothes, the this, the that, she's still stuck there. She's the one that hasn't moved forward thinking.
Right, look at how she dressed. Yeah. She looked like a teenager still, kind of. She looked like 13 going on 30. That's exactly what this looked like, a movie of 13 going on 30.
So
she's going on 40.
Right. So here's the thing that threw me off though. Now, David said that when he was like 9 or 10 years old, he went from a public school to private school. Now, even though he said private school was predominantly Caucasian, he didn't elaborate to say, he did say that, maybe he was like bullied when he was younger, but he didn't say how that changed his life till today. Because I'm like, okay, so I get that you went to your friends were different or whatever, but how's that affecting you still? We see how it's affecting Michelle. But how's it still affecting? I didn't get the correlation of him saying what that was when you change schools when you're young. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us change schools when we're young. You got to start over. So how does that still affect you at 40? I'm just curious.
I mean, just trying to correlate, like, we all went through our different struggles in school. So you're not the only one who went through a struggle.
She still lives it every day. She's still living her struggles as if she's still there. She wakes up like in a cold sweat, like still thinking wherever she was back in the day. Anyways,
so
let's move past that.
So if your kid got to eat school breakfast, you got to eat cereal bars with the rest of them. Oh my God! Like,
I know, right? She's so simple-minded. Anyways, we see Michelle and her friend take David shopping for new outfits, and she's talking about, this one looks like, that jacket looks like Drake, or this one looks like, I forgot the other person she said, but Travis the trip Kelce. Travis Kelce. The trip is David liked the outfit too, and he's like, I just may have to buy this. So you telling me that her and her friend took him shopping, and he has to buy his own outfit? That's not how this works. You take me shopping.
Exactly.
So was her friend a stylist?
I think that was her friend. I'm not sure. Was that the friend that was
yes, she said she was a stylist.
Oh, okay.
But how you gonna style me in the same exact thing that I'm already wearing? You just added a flannel to it.
No,
how
not
you gonna
just
style
that,
me, but your friend ain't got no style. That's crazy.
But it's like, but I have to buy my own outfit because you like it. I said, nah, that's not cool. But whatever, with her.
And then you put him in denim because that's all we've been seeing you in. I was like, I like that. This is not Barbie and Ken. What did you put me in the same thing? We gonna be the denim boys?
What did she call his outfit? Jorts? What are jorts? Or what?
Jean shorts.
Jean shorts.
I never heard that called a jort before. I just thought they were called jean shorts. That's just me. I don't know.
That's what they do. That's what they call them.
Oh, okay. Because I'm like, what is a jort?
Yeah.
Anyways,
they just jean shorts.
All right. Let's move to Camille and Thomas. So Dr. Pepper is happy with the relationship, because when they know that there's a front runner, they like, okay, just like, well, how are things going? And you look so nice together. And are you being vulnerable with each other? I'm surprised she didn't say, have y'all been intimate yet? Because normally that's the first thing she talk about, her and Pastor Cal, but they haven't said. I mean, really, they didn't talk about a whole lot except for their childhoods. We knew about Thomas's and the relationship with his father and how that affected his life growing up. Because remember, he didn't find out about him till later in life. So when they did, him and his brother did find out about him, they had a different connection. So we knew that. But the part that we didn't know was we knew a little bit with Camille and her family, but now we know more that, Camille felt like she had to be the caretaker and protector of her sister. Does she have more than one sibling? I'm not sure.
I think she said sisters with an S. Okay.
Yeah. And so, Dr. Pepper said that's called parentified child. And I was thinking, a lot of us have had to grow up in certain situations faster, depends on what it was. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's almost called growing up black.
Like, what? Oh my gosh. Certain generations, you had a key when you was 8-9 years old to let yourself in because your parents were at work or whatever the case would be. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times you have to grow up a little faster than things like that. But it's the fact that Camille broke down when she was talking about that part in her life that, made Thomas kind of look at her a little bit different because he's like, I've never seen her cry before. I'm like, and I've always said this about Camille. I said to myself, I'm like, that's why she got a hard face. She's always trying to hold in her emotions and she's just kind of like, I don't know, just like stone or something. So maybe that's what I picked up with her. So,
That's why she want a tough dude. She wants somebody to, sorry to cry, baby. Here, let it out. Here goes some tissues. What your mama
Right.
did? You had to watch your sister 20 times. Oh, baby.
so I mean, honestly, what they talked about to me wasn't like that big of, I'm not gonna say that big of a deal, but it didn't really give too much of things we didn't already know about Camille and Thomas.
I don't
I
think it
think it was
brought
just a
him
point of Dr.
closer.
Pepper
He cried about his daddy.
But he always has, though. He always has. That's nothing new. Yeah. So anyway, I hear, is someone's phone going off? No?
Yeah, it was mine.
Anyways,
I turned it off.
Oh, okay. All right. That's all right. All right. So anyways, so let's just wrap it up with Emem and Sketchy's meeting with Dr. Pierre and Pastor Cal. So everyone has arrived a few minutes early. And why is Sketchy always late? He is never on time for nothing. He always comes in after the fact. Is that his grand entrance? His want to be seen? I think that's what it is with him. Like, oh, I'm here now, kind of thing. So, and also when he comes in, the energy always seems like it's off, don't it? Because when Pastor Cal was like, hey, how you doing? I'm all right. He always does that. I'm all right. As if like, why are you asking me a question? Why y'all think his energy is like that all the time?
Because he want the attention. It's something about him because he know everybody. He one of them people that he wants you to ask what's wrong, and then he gonna act like you crazy for keep on asking him. Only came here with a scrunched up face, like, hey, what's wrong with you? Nothing wrong with me. You sure ain't nothing wrong with you? Why you keep asking me something wrong with me? Like, dude, you ain't come in smiling. First of all, why you keep coming here with this butt bag? Is you in school?
I read a comment.
He got his whole life in that backpack.
You come into a counseling meeting, dude.
Wait, hold on, Devontae. I read a comment that someone said he got his a few of his books in that backpack to try to sell.
He's trying to sell them.
At this point, because I'm like, why does he always have a book bag? Like, are you trying to sell us that you a school counselor? So you got put the book bag on. This will make it seem like you always coming from school. I ain't never seen a school counselor that had a book bag, sir. Where is your work bag? Why do you have a book bag on? Are you studying to be a counselor? Like, something ain't adding up here.
You leaving the library.
You always late. You've been wearing the same thing, and you work with kids. Ain't no way you're gonna be wearing the same thing working with kids. Not these type of kids, because they gonna say something.
Right. But again, here goes Emem in confessional cam talk about she's hoping things will work out with Sketchy because if he doesn't bring effort, she's done. I'm like, what part of him not coming home, him not answering your calls or texts is effort?
You wasn't done when he said that you assaulted him. You wasn't done when he called you aggressive in front of your family. You wasn't done when he cussed you out in front of the whole group, walked out. He waited for you to come back to the table to leave. You was in the bathroom 10, 15 minutes having a counseling session with everybody.
Right.
Carla in there with the sound bowls like, hum, yum, yum, yay. Hum, yum, yum, yay. He waited till you came all the way back to the table. And then said, have a good night, guys.
Tina Turner. Young. Right.
But no.
Right. At this point, to make a reference, it's leaning towards what's love got to do with it. And I'm not even trying to be funny. It's leaning towards that if it came down to it. It seems like it behind the scenes anyways. But anyways, Pastor Cal says, regardless of what happens, he wants them both to come out of this with a mutual respect and vision of where this is going and where they want to be. I'm like, they don't want to be nowhere.
Going nowhere.
What you mean? I'm like, stop.
Have to get an interview with him.
We dumb. Like, we don't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So Dr. Pia says she wants to know why they both have different perspectives, but she wants them to come to the same type of reality. If you have different perspectives, this couple at least, they're not going to be on the same reality. He's checked out every time he's with the experts, including this time and before. He always is the same, as if he doesn't want to be there. So what same reality do you want them to be in when he doesn't want to be there. So again, they talk about how the conflict started. He disagrees where it was, and he's talking about the unwanted sexual advances. You're not going to keep talking to me like that if I know I didn't do that to you. You know what I'm saying? And this is on national TV. You are shipping her out to be like
this predator.
That's the word, a predator. You know, and that's just not cool. You know, if you didn't want to have relations, I mean, clearly you didn't have it. It's not like it was forced upon you. Whatever happened, if you had a small argument about it, whatever, it didn't happen. So, you know, it's done now, right? But he just keeps trying to continue with that narrative. And he's also talking about he's trying to protect the sanctity of the relationship. He wasn't ready for certain things. And I'm like, so you weren't ready to be married?
Yeah, it's like he's also trying to sabotage her because she has all this going for herself.
Yeah.
And because she's making him feel like he's small, because you are, but it is what it is. But it's like, now I want to sabotage this one because, yeah, how dare she have all this? How dare she have a deluxe apartment in the sky with a wraparound terrace? How dare she have all this?
But I don't. Go ahead,
Mm-hmm.
Devontae.
I'm just saying, but why be jealous of it? Like, we dudes, before they get a wife or a girl, they usually just get us a nice chair, a little couch, and a bed. We cool. Then you get your woman that she be like, look, you need a headboard. You need a real dresser. You need some stuff in this house. Because if it was just a man apartment, yeah, you know, we gonna keep going to Walmart. We ain't gonna think about getting the good cover so your hair be cool. The good stuff. It's just like you just don't want to be married because you mad at your mama. We done figured out you mad at your mama. Just say you mad at your mama. And now you hate women and you went on this show because you was a psychopath. Like that, because the doctor, what's his name? Pastor Cal talking about y'all on two different places. You science and he art. He is psychology, psychopath. He ain't no art. He ain't did nothing artists like but paint
stick
them
figures
brushes.
and sun in the sky.
Right. He said one poem at their wedding. He ain't said no poem since. He ain't did nothing artsy but something she organized. Where's the art in it? He ain't got no art. This is a lie, Pastor Cal. Why are you acting slow, Pastor Cal? Are you this old? You this old that you don't see that this man has mental problems. Something wrong. She said, show me pictures of your childhood. That set him off. I told my mom to rip him up. Is that normal?
Right. That's not normal.
He needs some therapy.
And at the same time, he talked about he came into this relationship thinking he had the right person. But as time's gone on, you know, he doesn't feel protected and just all this other stuff. And I'm just like,
why you come in thinking you had the right person and you ain't pick them?
Knock it off. But yet, you know, he agreed that he wears his emotion on his sleeve, and Emem leads with reasons. And it's just that, to me, it just seems like they're trying to push the narrative. And I'm still going to say, if it was reversed, if all this was coming, Emem was saying this about Sketchy, would they still feel the same way? Because that would fall under the right now, the Me Too movement, right? Would it still come across the same way? And the answer is no. If she said, oh, you know, felt like she was about to be sexually assaulted, or she, you know, he was aggressive, you know, all the things he said about her, would they still say, oh, you know, push for this marriage to continue to see if they can resolve it and come together? I don't think so. No. I think they would get a lot more backlash than they do right now. But the bottom line is, when Emem said that she wanted to resolve this and wanted him to move back in, and she asked him, I said, you get what you get. However this unfolds as the season goes on, this is on you.
It's on you.
That's how I feel.
And she had that big Kool-Aid grin. Like, oh, I won. And hear him in the confessional. I'm leery. I just said it.
Right. And
Well,
then, first of all, if they would have suggested that, I would have just looked at him. I would have been like, well, it's up to him. I live like this all the time. I don't need to be at this apartment. You seen my apartment. He need
Right.
to
This
be
is
here.
a step down for me.
Right.
Right.
But we know
My
it's not even
balcony
about
wrap
that.
around, baby.
Wrap around this whole apartment.
But right. And she worked hard for those things. But it's not even about that. It's about like lowering your standards so low where you have been talked about, not just to your face in private, but in a group setting, and for the experts who really aren't helping the situation, except for move back in, see if you can talk back on the same page and see if you get back together. That's not helping the situation, because things only progressively get worse. They never get better once they reach a certain plateau. Period. Right? So
and they should push back with questions with the expert. Okay, you telling me to move back in, Pastor Cal? If this was your daughter, and all this same stuff happened, would you tell your daughter move back in? With somebody, this her husband that she just met. They done did some wild stuff. They don't really know each other. Would you tell your daughter that you made, go back with that man that has said you done SA'd him on TV, knowing you got a professional job, and cussed you out and called you aggressive? No, you wouldn't. She need to cut her losses. Ain't no point in you being in this project. You ain't learning nothing, but this is gonna do you better for the next person, because it's gonna come sometime. He here now, he terrible. So the next guy that might be the right thing, now you damaged from staying with him too long. You wasting your time. Cut your losses. You don't got to deal with this. You ain't 20.
Yeah. I didn't like that.
You know better. Dr. Pia, terrible.
Her too. Like they were encouraging them. Perhaps you can try. No, because we see, so this was the end of the episode. So next week we see Sketchy and Emem, the move in or the possibly move in, already went south. And we don't even know what happened.
Right.
So I'm just like, why bother? And like you said, Tamika, to your point a little bit ago, it takes a hit to your mental. And she's a professional medical practitioner. She is exactly right below a doctor. Period. In the story. She could lose her license because of certain allegations.
Yep. Sure can.
I wouldn't want to be bothered with this. I wouldn't want to be bothered. So
they need to
also
Dr. Pepper.
And also next week is TextGate. So hopefully we can see
that text to.
I know. And we
have it sure enough wasn't you, sis. It wasn't you. He definitely missed text.
I feel like she hyping it. I feel like he probably really meant to send that to her. She just didn't know how to take it.
No, he didn't.
No.
That's all, girl.
It was a mix-up.
You mix up with your new wife. The other girl must be Michelle, because ain't no way. No way he got an iPhone.
Listen, I'm going to tell you.
Michelle, Madison, M.
Oh. Well, he's slow.
Oh, I sent some text messages to somebody and I hit the wrong one and like, oh, dang, didn't mean to send that to them.
The iPhone lets you unsend it. You should have.
No, you can only unsend it within the last year. You can always do that with an iPhone now. You know that. You can always unsend. And you can only unsend after maybe 15 minutes. That's it.
I know, you're right. Man.
So
I mean, David, even if you get caught, I stand on it. Like, did you do this? You know what I did?
He might stand on it later.
I feel like these denim clothes you put me in. That's how I feel. Do I regret it? No, I don't, Michelle. You're a terrible person. And I hope you don't ever find nobody and treat them the way you treated me. And yes, I went over her house and I did what I did. And I don't regret it. Now take that to your next relationship. And I already moved out. You ain't got to worry about it. I'm done. So now, any more questions? And I'm going back to my mama basement now, rent free. Keep paying your $2,000. I only got to buy Taco Bell every now and then.
Next to the washer and dryer, because it keep me warm, and it smells good.
Before you find someone, we'll see you on the next Married at First Sight 2027, because you still gonna be looking for love.
Right.
But But also, too, why is Juan crying? We're gonna find out why he crying. Talking to Karla.
Because mama probably said, Juancho, why you wasting your time? You know you don't like the skinny girl that play with sound bowls. His dad
So,
probably was like, Juancho, she don't got a job. We don't do broke girls. No. You got to start.
yeah.
We're not fun of her life because she too much gone with the wind. Carla don't know what she doing. I'm just so energy and everything. Like, hey, snap to reality, Carla. You need a job. I'm not paying for your lifestyle. I just met you. I'm your husband, but I just met you, sweetheart.
It could
We
be
ain't
all of that.
doing all that.
We're gonna find out because they haven't had any real drama just yet, so we're gonna find out. So,
Right.
But anyways, that's the end of the episode and the live. I appreciate everybody joining, and let's say next week, hopefully, we get some real tea about what's going on.
Let's hope.
They about to give us 3 episodes trying to figure out who it is.
I hope so
Even
too.
though everybody probably already know.
Exactly. Probably so.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. Well, I'll see y'all on the next live. Until then, take care and stay warm. And have a good night, everyone.
Bye.
Good night.